Welcome back to the Six Pennies podcast. Today it's me and Mok talking about places we like to travel. Since it's the new year, we know a lot of people are trying to plan their summer vacations, trying to figure out where to go. So we have a few suggestions, some of our favorite places, both abroad and domestic, to travel. So Mok, why don't you kick us off and let us know what is one of your favorite places to go abroad?
Okay, I will start out with Hong Kong,
Yeah.
place where both of our parents are from. And I will say quick caveat. You mentioned summer vacation. Never, ever go there in
Yeah,
the summer.
it's the
I made that
worst.
mistake a couple times, but never again in my life. Um, but anyways, my parents were born there, so if you're probably like me, you've gone back to visit every 2 to 4 years ever since the day you're born. I love it because English is the official language there, or one of the official languages, and so you can get around everywhere using just English, which is perfect for ABCs, who I guess if you're like me, you don't ever use your Chinese even here at home. But it's easy to get around, really good public transportation. You can take the bus, you can take the subway, and you know exactly where you're going. Even on the intercom on the PA systems, they have it in. They list out the stops in English, Mandarin, and Cantonese. I'm pretty sure.
Hey, hold on, Mark,
There's
because I don't really like taking the buses there. I don't know about you, but I have a lot of trouble with buses because it's not as easy. Like on the subway, like you said, it's really easy to find out where you are. There's English, but bus is really tough, especially the little mini buses you got to use.
Yeah, I only use those when my cousins or my aunt and uncle specifically tell me like when to get on and when to get
Uh,
off.
yeah,
They are a lot cheaper, but when I'm there, I'm on vacation, and usually, I mean, since I'm there with visiting relatives, like I don't pay for anything.
yeah,
The only thing I pay for is public transportation, so I normally splurge on that, and I'll just take taxis or a subway everywhere. I'm
got it.
pretty spoiled, but yeah, there's great food, there's great shopping, malls everywhere. Especially if you're trapped there in the summer, I recommend jumping in and out of every mall just to take advantage of all the AC. You're gonna need it. It's the most humid place on earth, but it is amazing. The city is amazing. You can walk around. It holds a special place near and dear to my heart just because um, they have this view over the city called the Peak. You got to take like a tram up there, and that's where I proposed to my wife now.
Oh,
So yeah, a ton of restaurants. I'm surprised Hong Kong didn't make your list, honestly.
when's the last time you were there?
That's what I was just trying to figure out. I think it was 3 years ago. It's been a little while, so we're
Okay.
pretty due to go back.
Okay, so I like you went to Hong Kong like every couple years when I was growing up, and then my parents moved to China when I was in college, like an hour away from Hong Kong, and I studied abroad in Hong Kong for a semester. So
Yeah, that's right.
I was there a lot between the years when I was 18 and 21 or so. So yeah, awesome. I really loved getting around places. It made things really easy. It was great food, etc. The things you mentioned. I've been back there probably two times since then. Most recently was about a year and a half ago. And sorry to break it to you, but I think I'm just too spoiled for Hong Kong now. Like I can't do it. It's too dirty. Like it's too humid. The the wait for the tram ride up to the peak took too long. Things aren't quite as cheap as you expect. I don't know.
That's true.
I think I'm out on Hong Kong.
You can't go completely out. Well, what time of year did you go?
We went in like late October and it was still hot and humid.
It's still way too hot.
Gosh, yeah.
Well, you're very spoiled with the weather in LA, obviously. But I mean, the thing is, so Hong Kong, I'm pretty spoiled on the. So they have this thing called the Hong Kong ID card,
Yep.
and I think that was, or at least for me, that's the last time I remember going back. So I'm trying to figure out when it was. So apparently Hong Kong, I don't know if this is just special to there. I definitely never heard of it here or anywhere else, but they had a surplus. The government had a surplus of money at the end of the year. And so what did they do with it? They gave a refund. It just free money to everyone with a Hong Kong ID card. So I have a Hong Kong ID card as well, which really helps with customs over there, getting in and out. But you have to have a certain number of stars on the ID card. And if you have 3 stars, which my wife has, she was actually born over there. It doesn't matter if she grew up in America, obviously, and but she has 3 stars on her Hong Kong ID card. So we went back, and all she had to do was show her ID card, and at any bank, and they gave her $6,000, well, Hong Kong money. So it comes out to maybe 700, $800, just cash. And that's
Yeah.
all we used that whole time. It was amazing.
Yeah, that was maybe 3 or 4 years ago. My parents did that too. I also have a Hong Kong ID card, but also one with fewer stars. To make it clear, the stars aren't things like you collect or earn. It's based on where you're born or where your parents are born. But yes, that must have helped a lot for your last experience.
Yeah. Okay. What about you? What's one of your places?
Well, the first one on my list is Barcelona, one of the spots we went to for our honeymoon. I'm actually going to do my first two. So, Barcelona and Naples, two of the spots we went to
Okay.
on our honeymoon. And it's part of being spoiled, I guess. I think I just like Europe a lot more than Asia now. Barcelona, I loved, the food and the wine is incredible. The weather was really great. And I think it's pretty nice throughout the year. They have really nice architecture and sites. And it's really cool how the city, like, goes to sleep for like 3 hours in the afternoon, so you can go and take a nap. Everybody takes siestas, and then people are eating dinner at like 9 o'clock at night, and it's still bright outside because of where it is on the planet, and so it just feels like a really vibrant city. There's a lot of like music and laughter, and I don't know, it just feels really fun there. Again, the food was really good. We had the best tiramisu of our lives, which I understand is not Spanish, but was still really good there. And
Yeah,
it's
that
kind
is
of
random.
and it's kind of nice that since people speak Spanish, I at least know some of that, so I can understand a little bit of it. So that's
Okay.
that's my favorite probably place that we've been to in the past 4 or 5 years. The other spot that I wanted to mention was Naples. And the main reason why I like Naples is because of the pizza. Naples is where pizza was born and created, and they have these certifications for like the official Naples Napoleon pizzas that have to be certified. They have these special brick ovens that they use and different recipes that have to be used for them. And we ate pizza literally every single meal while we were there for like 4 days in a row and never got tired of it. Um, Naples is also a lot cheaper than other places in Italy, and there's some pretty cool historical sites too. So that's my second one abroad.
Gotcha.
What's your other place abroad?
Well, real quick note on Barcelona. I was actually there, I think a couple of years, maybe 3 years ago as well. It's all kind of mixing together now. But so we went to Barcelona and Madrid and Seville, or Seville, I guess you could
Seville,
call
yeah.
it. Barcelona, out of those three places in Spain, was actually my least favorite. Maybe you guys are just more artsy than I am,
Nope.
but I just couldn't get into architecture. Like it didn't really interest me. We checked out all the stuff, but I don't know. And the biggest takeaway from for Barcelona or Spain in general for me was the food. Like I don't think the food was very good.
What?
I don't know. I just got sick, and this is coming from a guy. I hate variety, so and all they had there was literally tapas at every single restaurant, every single meal. So you would think that I would love it, but I don't know. I just wasn't impressed with the tapas. Like it got really old for me really quick. I didn't know to try the tiramisu though.
Well,
So maybe I
well,
was
it
trying
was
the
only
wrong
at
place.
one place we went to. We're gonna have a future podcast about food, and people are gonna find out like the things that you like to eat. So it's kind of hard to trust all of your food recommendations. No super offense or anything, but
Oh, that's fair.
it is what it is. All right, what was your second one?
Well, talking about food, so my second one is Paris, and the food factor there just brings it way up to the top of that list. I again, like I had the same exact thing there every single meal. If it was breakfast or anytime before noon, I had a chocolate croissant in my hand.
Oh yeah.
And if it was anytime afternoon and we were sitting in a nice restaurant, we were eating, or I would eat escargot and
Whoa.
duck confit at every single meal.
Whoa.
And it was incredible. Yeah, I just couldn't get around. I feel like every single romantic comedy that you see on TV or in the movies would be 100 times better if it were set in Paris. It's just a city that's full of love, full of call it City of Lights. If you're artsy, like it sounds like you and your wife are.
No, we're not. We're not.
Feel like, well, I feel like if you really like the architecture there, you would love the history and the museums and everything in Paris, right?
Um, I don't know what to say. Like I didn't love the arts in Barcelona or anything, but yeah, I'm sure people like it in Paris. I'm just not into that either.
Yeah, but so there's a couple drawbacks to Paris as well. I'll admit. Um, Same thing with Hong Kong. I would never go there in the summer again.
Yeah.
It is pretty unbearable, and there's like AC, like it's like ice cubes are there. It's not standard. So if you stay in a hotel without AC, you kind of want to kill yourself. And there were a ton of like, I know you read about this stuff all the time if you're preparing for a trip to Europe and stuff, but especially in Paris, there are so many scams and pickpockets. While we were there, well, we were scammed for one. We had just gotten off of a train, going from one city to the next, and we were trying to buy subway tickets or train tickets for the next place or for our entire stay there. And there's this couple guys when we were at the kiosk, and it's like electronic kiosk. We're trying to put in our money, trying to order everything. They came over and they had nothing but, well, they had name tags on, and they're trying to help us, and we're like, no, it's okay. But they like were persistent. And finally, like we're tired. We had just woken up from the long train ride, and we were like, okay, fine, whatever, just get it for us. And so he got it for us. He like took the time, looked at each of us in our eyes, like shook our hands and everything. The next day, we tried to use those passes again because we thought we got like a full week pass or whatever, and they didn't work. So that's when we realized that those guys were just hanging around all day trying to pick on people like us, and we fell for it.
Yeah,
but other than that,
I don't think you can blame Paris though for you guys being suckers. I mean, come on.
That's true. We were suckers. I should have taken been more cautious, I guess. But not just that, just pickpockets in general.
Yeah,
like,
it's true. It's true. It's pretty bad there.
Yeah, like every single place with a crowded. We went to all the touristy places there. Eiffel Tower. Eiffel Tower, the Louvre. I would literally see people going around. One person like tried to cut open someone's purse like right in front of me when I was there. It was kind of insane.
Hey, is your phone buzzing? What is that?
Oh, sorry. Do you hear that?
Yeah, big time.
I'm not sure.
All right, that's fine. Okay, good. Let me hear about your place within the states that you would go to or suggest.
Okay. So my place within the great United States of America is none other than Denver, Colorado. I'm a little biased in this area as well, just because my sister and her brother and my brother-in-law just moved over there. But it is a great place to visit year round. I feel like no matter what time of year you go, like you have something amazing to do outside. In the summer, if you go, you can go hiking, you can go whitewater rafting, you can go tubing. If you go in the winter, you can obviously still go hiking. You can do snowboarding, skiing up in mountains. And the reason why it's so far up on my list as well is not necessarily the food, though there's a couple good food spots, but it's the place with my favorite line of casinos, this place called Black Hawk, which is maybe like 30 or 45 minutes outside of Denver.
Got it. What's the coldest that it's been when you've visited Denver?
Yeah, so I'm pretty deathly afraid of the cold. And the coldest it's been when I was there was maybe the 20s. So
that's cold.
That it's you're coming from LA, but
no,
that's
you're coming from Texas though. That's cold. 20s is very cold. Like you can't be outside for that long.
When it comes to yeah. So anytime there's even the prospect of snowing, I feel like it's too cold.
Well then yeah, 20s. That's I think that's too cold. Well, okay. I've never been to Denver. I've heard it's really cool too, especially for the outdoors, like you said. But I'm gonna promote LA, which is where I live. It's not where I'm gonna visit, but I saw your list of things that you like about Denver, and I looked at it. I was like, well, we don't have whitewater rafting around here, but everything else that you listed there, like, talk about a good place to visit year round. My wife and I were trying to go somewhere on vacation in late December, and we're trying to find somewhere to go, and probably the only place that's possible that doesn't have Zika is Southern California or Hawaii. And we went to Hawaii because we already live here in California. We have lots of hiking. We have we're 2 hours from pretty much anywhere you are in LA. You'll be 2 hours from the beach and probably about 2 hours from the snow. You're about 4 hours from Vegas. That's not too far. And there's casinos nearby as well. You've played at them here in LA with me.
True.
Pretty much everything you said. Like, I don't see anything negative or anything that's better than LA. Plus, we have obviously all the culture, the museums, Griffith Park, and the Getty, and the food. The amazing food from all parts of the world. The best Korean food that I've had, including Korea. Really great Chinese food, Mexican food, Persian food. There's pretty much whatever you can ask for, we have. So I don't know.
So one quick note about the casinos. Yes, you have casinos, but there's no table games. No dice, which is huge for me now.
It's true.
But the biggest drawback from LA, I think everyone knows, is the traffic. Like, you can't get around there without a car, and if you are in the car, no matter what time of day, you're probably going to hit a lot of traffic.
Yeah, there's no debating that. I was in the car today for about 3.5 hours driving just because of the rain.
Oh.
So, well, there you go. Thanks for joining, Mok. Thanks everybody for listening to us. Make sure to check us out on SoundCloud, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and let us know what your vacations are like this year.
All right, thanks everybody. Sorry for all the buzzing.